All right, let's beat this mug. So let's get ready. I'm gonna go in first with the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. My face has been feeling really dry lately, and I find that this is like an excellent balance between a primer that adheres the foundation to the skin and a moisturizer that makes my face feel good. So let's go ahead and prime. And now you can probably see my rosacea in full force. Like, I barely pressed any product into my skin and my skin turns instantly red. Then I need to put a foundation on over top of all this redness. So I really need full coverage foundation all the time. The redness is real. So I want to start with what made me start a YouTube channel. I just want to talk about makeup, and I feel like I have lots to say, and that's the only reason why I did this. I always want to talk about makeup. I always want to talk about the things that I've purchased, what's worked for me, what hasn't worked for me. And I actually started out by doing this on Snapchat just to my friends. I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. Just gonna put a little bit of it on my hand. Yeah, so I actually started on Snapchat where I would get something from Sephora and I would get on Snapchat and sort of post a whole bunch of snaps about what I bought and talk about why I bought it and, you know, kind of what works for me and what doesn't. And a lot of my friends on Snapchat were saying to me, like, oh, you should start a YouTube channel, you should start a YouTube channel. And I never really like, it just seemed like way too much work. So whenever anyone would say that to me, I would just be like, forget it. And I didn't think anybody would watch, to be honest. And so I was just like, what's the point? So skip ahead, and my Snapchat started getting like quite a bit more play. So I would notice that I would like snap about my cat or something like that, and it would get like 30 or 35 views on my snap. But anytime I posted about makeup, I noticed I was getting like 200 views on those Snapchats. And so I kind of thought to myself, well, you know, if I'm getting 200 views on a Snapchat, you know, video, I might be able to get 200 views on a YouTube video. And also, the people who are watching me on Snapchat gave me a lot of encouragement and just sort of said, like, please start a YouTube channel, I will watch. So, you know, I kind of thought to myself, you know, let's just go for it. I did a lot of research before I started on YouTube, so I'll talk about that process as well. But I also realized when I was watching YouTube, because I watch YouTube religiously, I watch beauty videos all the time, and what I noticed was that, like, there aren't that many, I just thought that there wasn't that many people like me, 30 plus, and talking about makeup and who sort of are real and are honest about what it's like, you know, when you turn 30 and what happens to your face and, you know, what you need for makeup and that kind of thing. And I remember searching videos about rosacea and how to like work with makeup products around my rosacea, and I wasn't seeing a lot of it out there. I saw a couple videos, but you know, nothing specific. And I just wanted to get on here and talk about makeup from my perspective, talk about what I love, what I don't love, and just share it with people, because that's all I wanted to do from the beginning. I will say that I had some reservations about starting a channel only because, holy man, I mean, I have seen some crazy hate online, and I have seen just the nastiest, like ugliest comments from like what seems to be the darkest corners of people's minds. I was just so like blown away by how mean and rude somebody can be on the internet. And I was just kind of thinking to myself, you know, if my channel got any traction, like how I would feel if, you know, I got mean comments or people started picking apart my appearance or, you know, like just saying mean or rude things about me. I was nervous about that. I sort of did a little soul searching, I guess, and came to the realization that, you know, I am who I am, and that's not going to change. And, you know, if people don't like it, they can comment rude things if they want. They can click onto something else. They can not subscribe, you know, who cares? I'm kind of just doing this for people who are going to enjoy it and going to like it. So I was also concerned about like what people would think of me, you know, not necessarily my closest friends, because everybody in my life has been really supportive about this, but more so like maybe people that sort of just know me on the fringes, like acquaintances and people who sort of know me a little bit, maybe from the dance community or from my professional life, like where I work during the day. And, you know, if they would think it was stupid or idiotic. I don't know, I was thinking about all of these things, and it was sort of giving me pause to start a channel. So I started this channel back in April, and I didn't actually post my first video until July 25th. So that's how long I was sort of humming and hawing over it and thinking about what this channel was going to be about for me, and soul searching so that I could really be my most authentic self and because it's exhausting trying to pretend to be something you're not. I could probably do that for a few videos, like, oh, my life is perfect and I never swear and I'm not sarcastic, but you know, it would just be way too hard and way too exhausting to keep that up after a while. So I really just wanted to be myself, and if people don't like it, oh well. Now I'm going in with the BareMinerals Translucent Powder Duo, and I'm just gonna set the rest of my face with the matte side. The last thing that kind of made me want to start a channel is I just really wanted to like build a community. I really wanted to, you know, build a group of people, a group of my peers, a group of people who are like me, who enjoy wine and want to talk about makeup, and you know, aren't like young with perfect skin. And I'm not a makeup artist. I'm a CPA by trade. So I consider myself a makeup enthusiast, and I just want to find, you know, other people like me so we can talk about makeup and talk about what works for us and what doesn't work for us, and you know, just kind of go from there. So that's why I decided to start a channel, and I'm really excited about how it's going so far. It's been a really positive experience for me so far, and I'm just anxious to, you know, work on more stuff and see where this goes. Now I'm going in with Benefit Hoola, and I'm gonna bronze out my face. As I said before, I put a lot of thought into, you know, what I wanted this channel to be, and you know, how I wanted to be on it. And I realized that I didn't want to sort of just, you know, prop my phone up against the coffee table and sit down and start talking. Like, I really wanted, if I was gonna do this, I really wanted to do it right. I really wanted to, like, you know, make my first video really the best job that I could do. I first looked into, you know, sort of what setup I would need and what I would need to film. And obviously the first thing that you need to film a video is a camera. I looked into sort of what I would use for a camera. We do have a really nice DSLR with a couple really nice zoom lenses, but I have to tell you, I have no idea how to use it. I have no idea, like, I know to point and hit record, but in terms of like settings and being able to create a really nice shot, being able to like use the light balance and, you know, all the different settings on the camera just totally overwhelm me. I do plan to switch to a DSLR in the future once I know that this channel is really gonna work, and I plan to sort of continue with it. But I decided just for the first couple videos that I was gonna film, I was just gonna use my iPhone 6. That's what I'm filming on right now. And I'm actually really impressed so far with how the footage has turned out. I mean, the cameras on the iPhones now are pretty exceptional. So it works great just for what I'm using it for. So that's really good. So once I realized I could use my iPhone camera, I started just looking more into, you know, what other equipment I was gonna need. And I really didn't want to spend tons of money. My plan was always to film 4 or 5 videos and see, you know, how much work it was, and if I was gonna be able to sustain it, and if I was gonna have things to say for that long, and you know, what it was gonna be like. So you never really know until you actually sit down and do it. So I wanted to make an investment, but I didn't want the investment to be too huge. I didn't want to go out and buy, you know, $600 worth of studio lights if I was gonna end up continuing with it. Now I'm going in with MAC Pinch O Peach blush, and I'm just gonna sweep that onto the face. So everything that I ended up buying was actually a tripod, an iPhone holder, a ring light, and a stand. I also bought a microphone, but it ended up just being like, I only spent about 25 bucks on it, and it ended up not really working. I think I realized that I need to spend more than $25 on a microphone for it to work. So another reason why I decided to use my iPhone is because I didn't want to buy a monitor, and I knew that I was gonna want to sit in front of the camera and be able to see exactly what I was filming. With my iPhone, I can use the AirPlay feature and actually mirror what's on my iPhone into my computer monitor, which I have in front of me here. You know, I had to look into how to connect a monitor to a DSLR, and I know that's possible, but I still need to figure it out, and just like all this work was preventing me from actually just sitting down and starting to film videos. I've, you know, just been incredibly frustrated because Lonely Screen will shut down sometimes, or my phone will, you know, stop working, or when I was filming my last video, I ran out of storage on my phone, so I had to delete a bunch of apps. And also, like, when I was filming my last video, my phone ran out of battery, so I had to stop filming for a little while and charge my phone and then sit back down and continue the video. So I don't think that I would have those types of problems with the DSLR, and that's why I want to, you know, work up to that eventually. But for now, this works, and it's pretty easy to set up and pretty quick. So that's what I'm working with for now. So I'm gonna run and do my brows off of camera really quick and I will be right back. Now going in with my Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish Eye Primer. Probably gonna see me talk about this a lot on my channel because it is absolutely one of my top holy grail products of all time. And as always, I'm just gonna sweep some MAC Blanc Type onto my eyelids just to prime for shadow and sort of cancel out any little bits of discoloration that I have. So some other challenges that I've had with starting a YouTube channel is lighting. So I went out and got this ring light and it is really beautiful, and I like the way that it looks when it shines on my face, especially when you get that little like ring in your eye. I think it looks really pretty, but it doesn't seem to be enough light to shine on the whole background. So I'm also filming beside a large window right here, and it's letting a lot of natural light in, but I feel like it's also casting shadows in the background. I'm still playing a lot with my lighting and my background setup and just trying different things, but that's been a challenge for me as well. Now I'm gonna go in with this baby right here. This is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. When I first saw this palette, holy moly, I was unbelievably like excited. This palette is so beautiful. It has so many nice colors in it. You can see that I have gone in on this baby so far. I really love warm tone eye looks, and this palette is just perfect. And I've always heard that Natasha Denona had like the best eyeshadow, so I've always wanted to try her stuff, but her larger palettes are like $300 from Sephora Canada. But when I saw this one, it's 15 shadows, and it was a little bit less. It wasn't much less. I paid $187 Canadian for this palette, which is still insane, but I really wanted to try Natasha Denona, and it just seemed like the perfect time to do that because I love warm tone shadows and I knew that I would use every single shadow in here. I'm gonna start with the first shade right here. This is like the little nude crease shade. It's called Bermuda. And I'm just gonna sweep that into my crease. Moving on through the process, so I bought all my equipment. I figured out how I was gonna use my monitor. I figured out how I was gonna film my videos. I figured out like what I was gonna call my channel. One of my big passions besides beauty is wine, so I knew I wanted to talk about wine a little bit on this channel and incorporate that in some way. I don't have any wine today, I actually wish I did, but. So I had all this footage and I needed to be able to put it into something that somebody would wanna watch. So I researched a ton of editing programs, and this one was actually difficult because I'm not a Mac user. I have an iPhone, but I don't have a MacBook. Like I use like Windows on all my PCs. Now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Volcano. I'm gonna go in with that one right there and just kind of sweep that into the crease. This thing is, oh, it's annoying. Like for $187, can you just put the names underneath the shadows instead of having this thing? Like, I understand maybe it's for sanitary reasons or to protect the shadow, but it's just really like annoying when I'm trying to use the palette. Anyway, first world problems. After researching a couple of different programs, I came up with Adobe Premiere Pro. Right now, editing videos takes me probably about an hour to 2 hours for each. Just cutting down the footage, editing the transitions, adding the effects, adding sound effects and that sort of thing. But every time I edit a video, I get a little bit faster at it. So I have to say that these shadows, like they blend like no other shadow that I've ever tried. Like I understand that these shadows are expensive and people are like, oh my God, like Natasha Denona, what are you doing to me? But these shadows are so blendable. So next I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. This is called Sun Dazed, and I have to say the shimmers in this palette are so gorgeous. My God, these are the first shimmers that I've ever used that you just really do not need Fix Plus. Like if you layer these shadows on, the shimmer just looks absolutely beautiful and foiled, and you do not need Fix Plus at all, which is crazy. Yeah, with shimmery shadows like this, like even in the Jaclyn Hill palette, I find that using your finger is usually a little bit of a better option because you can kind of pack on the pigment and you're not brushing it away, so there's not a whole bunch of brush hairs kind of like getting the product all over the place. So you can just place it where you want it and it goes on a little bit more foiled, so it's good. Another thing that I am kind of struggling with my YouTube channel is just like the views and subscribers. So I know that everyone starts small and I know not to expect my channel to just blow up overnight, but I'm still struggling with how to get my views up and how to get more subscribers and how to bring more people to my channel. I've just so far been sharing my channel details on all of my social media. So that's just all the people that I'm friends with on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. But I know that this channel is not going to grow unless I can reach a wider audience than just my, circle of friends here in the city. I'm kind of struggling with how to do that. I've been trying to, just reach out to some other YouTubers and like kind of let them know about my content, talk about my channel kind of in other places on YouTube. But it's been kind of a struggle so far because I don't know how YouTube works in terms of the tags that I'm putting on my videos and, when's the best time of the day to upload and when are the most people on YouTube and what are they searching for the most and, how does someone search on YouTube and what filters do they use and, that sort of thing. So that's just something that I'm also kind of playing with right now and struggling with is just how to bring people to my channel. I know that it's going to happen sort of slowly and organically and I'm okay with that, but I just don't know how to get people here in the first place. So just going to pop on some liner. This is the Kat Von D tattoo liner that I love so much. I can't really talk when I'm doing liner. Another thing that I got that I thought was neat when I was buying all my equipment and everything is this little guy right here. This is a remote actually that controls my iPhone camera, so when I want to start and stop recording, I can just press the little button on here. Also, it's good for when I'm taking thumbnail photos, so I can actually look at myself in the monitor and just use this remote and take the photo that way instead of like trying to take selfies or, trying to get somebody else to take the photo or whatever. This has been really good for that, and this actually came with the iPhone adapter that holds my iPhone on the stand. So this has been actually like a really useful tool. I decided to use the back part of my iPhone camera rather than turn it around so that I can just look at myself in the front camera because the back camera is just a little bit higher quality. So that's why it's important that I have a monitor because I'm actually looking at the back of my iPhone right now and I can't see what the screen looks like. So, okay, so just popping a little bit of inner corner highlight. So I'm going with my staple favorite, which is MAC Nylon. I absolutely love the way this inner corner highlight looks and I always put way too much on. And I ain't sorry. Just going in with a little bit of mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. Since the eye look is a little bit more subtle, I am gonna go in with some bigger false lashes. If I was going really super dark in the outer corner, I probably would put some lashes on that weren't that were a little bit more subtle, but when I'm not wearing tons of shadow, I can go in with a more dramatic lash. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with some lashes. These are the Velour lashes in the style Wing Woman. I really love Velour lashes. I think they are so beautiful and I love like the luxurious packaging that these lashes come in. I would say that my one complaint about these lashes is that they say that you can wear them up to 25 times or sometimes even 35 times, and I can't get more than like 1 or 2 uses out of this. So I need somebody out there to teach me their ways of how they can get long wear out of their like more sort of expensive lashes that are not from the drugstore. And because these lashes I think are like $30 or $35 a pair. They're so wispy and fluffy and they look just so beautiful on. So I'm gonna go pop these lashes on off of camera and I'll be right back. Okay, lashes are on and it's time to highlight. So another thing that I picked up at the drugstore recently that I feel like everybody is talking about is this Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. I'm gonna give that a shot today. The last thing I've been struggling with a little bit on YouTube and sort of trying to figure out as I start this journey is how often to post. So when I first started, I thought I could probably commit to once a week. Ooh, I like that. Sorry, I got temporarily distracted by this blinding highlight. So I figured when I started that I could probably commit to once a week for posting. And when I, said in my first video, that I was going to be posting once a week and I have it on my channel art that I'm going to have new videos every Tuesday. Some comments that I started getting almost immediately, both feedback, face-to-face feedback from friends and family and comments on my channel is that people want more content. I think probably the only reason why I started doing once a week was that I thought it was funny to say see you next Tuesday at the end of every video because it's just like I think it's hilarious. Plus posting videos on Tuesdays makes sense for me because I can film on the weekend and kind of edit my videos and get them ready to go up on Tuesday. It just works for my schedule that way. But then I did post another video last Friday. It was a makeup tutorial and it seemed like some comments that I started getting right away were like, awesome, like you posted more content, that's great. So I am struggling a little bit right now with how many videos a week I can post and what I can commit to. And you know, I see a lot of YouTubers who say, you know, I'm going to post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then they're constantly on their channel apologizing to their subscribers that, you know, things didn't work out and they couldn't get videos up. And I just, like, I don't want to put myself in that kind of a box because I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure and I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself as it is. I feel like I can commit to at least once a week, and then if it happens to be more, then maybe it'll be more. So I think that's my plan for right now, but let me know in the comments what you think about that. If you think I would be able to grow my channel posting more often, or if you as a subscriber would like to see more content, because I didn't think anyone would care about how many videos I was posting a week because there's so much to watch on YouTube, but I'm willing to do more if that's what people want. So now to finish off this look, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of pink gloss. This is the Buxom lip cream in the shade White Russian. I actually really like the Buxom lip creams because they're not too heavy and tacky on the lips, and they give me a little bit of a tingly feeling, which makes me feel like it's a lip plumper, which is always a good thing. Now I'm gonna set this look with a little bit of setting spray. This is the Project Beauty Spray Set Go makeup setting spray. I got this in a BoxyCharm box actually. Wow, that sounded really like Canadian what I just said, BoxyCharm box. I don't really notice my accent until I do. It doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of product, holy moly. And that is it, guys, for this chatty get ready with me. I hope you enjoyed this video and hearing about my experiences as a new YouTuber. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I read and respond to all of my comments as much as I can. If you need any advice or you want to know anything about how I started my channel, please let me know. I promise I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And as always, guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment down below on the kind of videos you want to see me do in the future. And if you didn't like this video, keep that shit to yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!